Go lay down. Good morning, everyone. I'm Belinda, and we are at Just Be Yoga, a donation based yoga community outreach here in Michigan. And we're ready for our home yoga practice live this Friday morning, which apparently winter has returned here in Michigan. So, yeah, I've had the heat going and pull out some warm stuff all over again. Just go with the flow, right? If there's anything that life has been teaching us repetitively over the last few months is go with the flow, and definitely for me, some practice of gratitude. This morning, we are going to be working on a basic practice, keeping things simple and hopefully exploring some depth inside of that simplicity. And we are going to just start with a breath. We are going to be joined today again by Anna, who is our apprentice who joined us yesterday. And she'll share a little bit of practice with us, and then I'll share a little bit of practice together. So let's start off with a nice focusing and centering. As you see today, I am sitting on a pillow. Did a lot of practice yesterday, so my back, my abs, my pelvis are a little tired, so I'm giving them a raised surface for my cross-legged sit this morning. My spine, not too rigid, but very aware of holding itself up. Palms placing wherever you would like. My approach to basic is keeping everything fundamental and simple. Doesn't always mean everything is easy. What are the foundations of seated practices? I want to feel my sit bones, have my spine and my core, hold my chest upright, chin level. Your eyes could be open or lightly closed. My jaw is relaxed, so I'm not clenching that jaw. And I think that oftentimes when people see someone sitting, they feel as though they have to find some instant calm. I don't have instant calm as I'm sitting here with you. Each breath, I'm trying to embody and invite that ease by saturating in my breath. And I'll start to observe any impatience that I'm having with my inner calm. Certainly being in front of a camera of late has made me be aware of that inner chatter that says, oh, I should be hurrying up, or I should be showing this. And I've had to really turn that noise down. But it's been great to have it in my practice for me to notice and go, oh, that's mind chatter. Second Yoga Sutra. Yoga quiets the mind chatter. Well, I need me some yoga to quiet my mind chatter. I'm doing my body scan, noticing what's tense, what's tired, what's overused, what's underused. Observing my breath. And inviting myself to arrive on my yoga mat for my connection practice of yoga, this practice of union. Seeing if my mind is ready to unite with my body, not boss it around. Asking my body if it is ready to meet my mind and ask it to calm and see what truly is. I want to start today with a simple breath practice that's a cooling, calming practice, partially because I'm also noticing, I still got a little bit of amplification going on. Today, if Anna is ready to join us, let's see if we can have Paul bring Anna in. Thank you. I like that magic little slide. There is Oz behind our curtain, and that would be Paul from Uno Deuce Multimedia, who's helping us out with our remote production of our program. So if you need some help with some multimedia, check out Paul Schmidt at Uno Deuce Multimedia. But here we have Anna Muhina, and that is our apprentice. And we're going to start with an Anulom Vilom pranayama, a breath practice. Part of our check-in, going to calm our nervous system with alternate nostril breathing. So for anyone who is looking that up, who is just joining here with our home yoga practice live, alternate nostril breathing, you can Google that or look up Anulom Viloma. So it's probably easier to look up alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to take my thumb to my right nostril, and I'm going to breathe up the left nostril. Close the left nostril with the last two fingers on this hand and breathe down the right nostril. Calmly, patiently breathe up the right nostril. Close the right nostril and breathe down the left nostril. Patiently breathing up the left, feel the cool sensation. Close and breathe down the right. And we're going to continue in this manner. And let your mind's eye continue to scan your body and see if you can ask different areas of the body to let go of some tension. Releasing the neck and shoulders. Can we slow that breath? See if we can relax the tummy muscles and let the belly expand and fill with the volume of soft breath. And I'm going to invite us to release the arms down and just observe the natural breath. Observe the sensations after that alternate nostril breath. We're probably very aware of our nose and a cool, kind of clearing sensation in those nostrils. There is a calmative and cooling effect of the alternate nostril breath. So feel free to find that breath whenever you need to kind of center, calm your inner nerves, calm the busy mind, maybe 8 or 10 times per side. But you get to gauge that out. If 4 times, if the arm is getting tired, if you're feeling lightheaded at all, please be cautious when we're working with modifying and making any changes in our breath structure. Breath is kind of vital toward our living, so we want to be cautious about it. You might eventually grow into finding 20 or 30 per side. I'm not going to say that there's any goal to aspire toward. As long as you're keeping an ease and steadiness about your countenance, your mind, and any tension in the body, you're finding a comfortable space that's right for you. All right. So this morning, we are going to work on 2 different zones of the body for our basic yoga practice today. And that's going to be our shoulder zone area as well as our back or low back, so our lumbar area. We're going to start today letting Anna be able to guide us through some basic postures approaching our shoulder area, and then we'll tag team it off and I will do some of the back area. Before we do so, I'm going to take us through a couple of yoga postures just to waken up the entire body. Before you ever do an isolated zone area, I truly believe in let's get the whole body moving and connected to it itself, and our mind and breath connected to it before we kind of send in that target. If we hyper target, we could probably create some injury or at least imbalance. All right. So I'm going to just lengthen my legs out. I'm going to move my pillow away. Lengthen my legs out. And invite just a gentle twist. Growing tall through the spine, waking up my awareness of my body, my flesh, from my toes all the way up to the top of my head. And while I'm in this twist, I'm going to lift and tilt the chin up and tuck it down. And up and down. Now just keep the awareness of, okay, what are my legs telling me? My hips, my spine, my shoulders, my neck, because I've got a lot moving. Belly breathing. Maybe turning the neck now side to side. Seeing what this area of the body wants to tell me, how it is wearing the effects of yesterday, how it is greeting today. And I'm going to gently release that and come around to the other side, moving with a kind of tender caring of myself, and chin up and down as I twist. I'm feeling my left side of my obliques, the abs along the sides of the waist. Interesting that just the left side is talking. Breath. Turning the neck now side to side, no rush. I like to pause sometimes, holding and feeling specific muscles up and down my neck, my chin, and my jaw. And just feeling that static hold of the turn. Muscles talk to us in different ways as we hold in a static space or as we're moving. And I'm going to release. I'm going to bring my left foot in toward my inner thigh. That could be down by the knee or the ankle. You could have a block or a pillow under this knee if that hip is feeling a little pinchy by not really wanting to open. So position something if you need something to help you find ease. And I'm just going to start to hinge forward and back up. Nice and soft. Breath out as we come forward. Breathing in as we come up. I'm using this to feel out my hips and just wake up the hips, saying good morning to them. My low back, most definitely. Working the chin forward. A little bit of a space in between my shoulder blades is starting to talk now. The back of my right thigh, my hamstrings. And I'm going to come up and slowly just feel myself extending that leg back out. Feel myself bringing this leg in. Greeting this side, not asking this side to be like the other side. And hinge. Feeling my low back. I can feel that left sacrum now. I really appreciate aspects about our yoga practice that show that everything is connected. I'm rolling up because I was telling you, I'm noticing my left oblique when we were in that twist, and now as we're hinging on this side, I can feel my left sacrum. So I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, as to whether my oblique was more stressed and then that caused a little hiccup in my sacrum, or whether, that sacrum, that left side of my low back, whether something was going on there that started to stress out my oblique. But at least I know, they're talking to one another. I'll bring the bottoms of both feet together. I am not going to bring these heels super close to my groin. Waking up the body in a gentle way. This is a nice way to check in. Always feel free to give the body some loving massage and touch, waking up and stimulating the skin, which is an organ. And we want to wake up that body, as well as just feel how the flesh is receiving touch. Give some kindness to the body through that touch. Maybe think about, how often have I been touching this part of my body? Or do I just graze it over when I put socks on my feet? Do I just graze it over when I put these leggings on my body? Thinking about, how am I connected to touch and sensation? And I'm just going to hinge and bring it up. Hinge and bring it up. And hinge, and maybe hold here for a few breaths. If you would prefer to stay flowing, stay flowing. Now this is a nice space to bring awareness to the pelvic bowl, the genitalia area, the hips and the low back, feeling the low abdominal area and seeing if we can let it expand with breath. Appreciate its capacity to expand from within. And I'm going to gradually bring myself up. All right, I just wanted to warm up the body, so we did some twisting, forward bending, a little bit of opening of the hips, a little bit of stretching of the hamstring, brought even a little bit of attention to the neck, as far as like bringing in some awareness of the whole body, even a little bit of belly expansion, and then we did some alternate nostril breathing. All right, I am ready and excited to be able to see and feel a little bit of movement in my own shoulders, allowing Anna to share her practice with us. So take it away, Anna.
Thank you. So we're going to start to just warm up the shoulders gently by finding a couple of rolls forward with our shoulders, down and back, up and forward. Keep seeing how they feel today. No rush. Feeling the opening up in your shoulders in the back and in the front. And when you're ready, just reverse that direction, going up and back, and down and forward, very gently. We'll find a couple more. And then whenever you're ready, we'll take our right hand and put it on our left shoulder, and take our left hand and put it on our right shoulder. Just finding a gentle stretch this way. We'll inhale, and on an exhale, we'll just twist from the waist gently to the right side. Inhale back to center, and exhale to the left side. Finding a gentle twisting the spine and feeling it in our shoulders as well. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Finding a few more of these. Working at the pace of your own breath. And on our next twist to the right, we'll just hold it for a few breaths. Breathing in, rising tall through the crown of our head, and breathing out, twisting a little bit further. Just continuing to wake up our body. And then we'll gently release to center. Find that same twist on our other side, going to the left. With an inhale, lifting through our chest and crown, and exhale, twisting at the waist. When you're ready, we'll release back to center and release our arms. And then we'll find the opposite way of how we found our interlace. So starting with our left hand this time, placing it on our right shoulder, and right hand can go on top onto our left shoulder. Finding a few gentle twists here as well. Inhale. And on an exhale, twist over to the right side. Inhale through center. And twist over to the left on your exhale. Find this a few more times. Inhale, growing tall. And exhaling it, releasing. And then on our next run through, inhale through center. Twist and hold to the right side, remembering to twist from our waist, not lead with our shoulder. When you're ready, inhale through center, and exhale, twist over to the left. Growing tall, with the breath in, and twisting further, left out. And then gently release and come back to center. Maybe a couple of more shoulder rolls to free up those shoulders again. Maybe stretch your arms tall, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe find a gentle side bend over to one side, feeling a gentle stretch down the side of our body. Inhale, and find a gentle bend to the other side. We're going to approach a pose that I find really restorative, but we're going to approach it slowly and carefully, remembering not to push ourselves. And Belinda also mentioned that you can do this pose by the wall instead of lying down. So you could do it standing in just the same way as I'll lead you through. So we're going to find a space lying down on our belly on the mat, or just stand next to the wall facing it. And we're going to take our left arm and just reach it out towards the side. We're going to look over to our right and propping ourselves up with our right hand. We're going to just very gently, very slowly, going at your own pace and no further than you would like, roll back onto that shoulder, making sure that you're going slowly without injuring yourself. When you feel like something is tight, just stop there. If you feel that you need more, you can prop yourself up with your right leg for a deeper stretch, or you can keep it down. Just make the space your own, whatever works for you in your body right now. I'm going to keep my leg a little bit lifted for added support. And just feel that shoulder opening up, a nice deep stretch. We'll find a few breaths here so we can work deep into our connective tissue. This kind of restorative space. When you're ready, just be done and gently, just slowly, breath by breath, roll back into your belly, releasing that arm back by your side, and this time facing to your left side. We'll take our right arm, put it out to the side at a 90-degree angle, and just as slowly, just as gently and carefully, remembering that this side might be different, we'll roll back gently onto that shoulder, making sure that it's going slowly, making sure we're not hurting anything. And if you feel like you want to, lifting that leg, maybe to the back of your right leg, maybe to the front, like Belinda is doing. Just finding a gentle supported space. Feeling that stretch down your arm and in your shoulder. We'll find a few breaths here. Remembering that if this feels too much, you can always take that leg down and roll a little bit more towards your belly. When you feel like you've had enough, gently release your leg, using your left hand for support. Slowly roll back down to your belly. And no rush, we'll find ourselves back in a seated space, wherever Belinda would like us, or our next.
Why don't we just stay right here,
Mm-hmm.
and we can shift forward and back, kind of feel a little weight bearing in those arms, working out a little bit of that nice, delicious front of the shoulder area, the deltoid area, a little bit of the pecs, the chest. And we'll do a few cat and cows. So it's a nice transition space. So we'll bring the wrists underneath of the shoulders. One of the benefits of Camera Life now is that you can use it as a mirror and try to gauge out where those knees under the hips. That's a little too far forward. That's way too far back. So you can get to use your camera view. Of course, you guys are looking at us, but you could be having a mirror nearby. All right. If your wrists are sensitive, feel free to press into the knuckles of your fists instead. We'll drop the belly down and lift the chest. Maybe tilt the chin up. And while we're here, try to tighten your tummy a little bit while you breathe. Slowly, we're going to round the spine, rocking the tailbone under, pressing the mid-back up toward the ceiling, tucking the chin down, stretching out the upper back and neck, even some of those upper shoulder areas. Good. Breath in, dropping the belly down. Let's see how slow and patient we can articulate this movement. Starting to appreciate some of the subtle muscles in our low abs, in our waist, along the spinal column. Try to grow tall through the top of your head. And slowly round the spine, curving it under. Scoop that tailbone under. Feel your abs get involved, helping to pull the spine up toward the ceiling. Let the weight of your head go. One more. Let's breathe in. Slowly arching and tilting that tailbone, getting that low back involved. Pulling the chest up and forward. Try to do the chin last. Sometimes all we do is boss things around just with the chin. Can you ask your chest muscles to draw up and forward? Breath. Good. We'll find a neutral space. And let's come to child's pose, resting those wrists, knees maybe wide, pulling the butt back. So we often think about our hips in this area, but it also starts to lengthen and stretch the low back and the mid back. The more we can actually travel the chest and the arms forward, and that helps to elongate that torso from the sides, from the armpits, perhaps letting your head rest, maybe on the floor. Maybe you need a block to put your head on. Try not to let your head just dangle. We do want to feel rooted. Let the tummy breathe. See if you can deliberately relax your abdomen and your diaphragm, letting your breath stretch you from the inside out. Stretching the spinal column from the inside out. Nice. All right, I'm going to move my block out of the way. I'm going to come forward, 2 hands and knees. Once again, finding that tabletop. Now try not to dump the tummy down. We want to be pulling the navel up to the ceiling. Not sucking the tummy in, just hugging the muscles of your own core. Try to notice where your chest is. Can you have your chest over your thumbs? Lengthening and extending that right leg straight back. Don't worry about how high we lift it. Just extend it straight back from the hip bone. Feel that line from your heel through the bones of your leg, connecting into your hip. And drive it like a long rod. Breath in, breath out. Squeeze your tummy, breath in, breath out. I'm going to bring that knee back in and then switch, reaching and extending. Now remember again, I'm not saying how high to lift that leg. Some people get overly concerned about, is it perfectly parallel and all of that? I would rather us find ease and no strain on the back to hold that unsupported weight of that huge limb called our leg. Breath in, breath out. Squeeze the tummy, squeeze the leg muscles. Breath in, soften the neck, breath out. And we'll bring that knee back in. And then let's extend one arm straight out in front of us. Breath in, breath out. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back with that hand. Breath in, breath out. Twist the chest open. Breath in, breath out. And let's release that arm. And then we'll reach the opposite arm forward. Breath in, breath out. Hug the tummy to the best of your ability. Breath in. If you're tired, go to child's pose. Bring the hand, pat yourself on the back. Breath in, breath out. Twisting it open. Breath in, breath out. Good. We'll bring that arm down. Finding child's pose. This time, I will suggest if you have a block, perhaps a big pillow like that big pillow I was sitting on earlier. You might need 2 blocks. I'm going to stack 2 blocks here. But you could bring your elbows to the block and then pull the butt back. And feel that lengthening in the armpits and the undersides of the shoulder joint as we stretch out the back after the back got to do a little bit of work. Breath in, breath out. As you breathe, see if you can identify areas that are tense or tight. Regions in that socket or under the backside of that arm. Fill up those areas with breath and ask them to soften. Feel them melting and trusting. It takes so much trust to let the body find this level of release and surrender. Good, and we'll bring ourselves up. I'm going to move those blocks and things out of the way. We'll come back to our tabletop one more time. And lengthen that right leg. Let's choose a leg because we're going to do an alternation. Yet again, don't worry about how high that back leg is. Just think about extension. Imagine it could grow even longer. Hug and feel the strength in the middle of you. And then take your time as you ask your left arm to lift and extend forward. Feel your breath. Maybe imagine that there's a mirror under your face and you can see yourself, and try to let that face relax. Try not to jut the left shoulder socket forward. Continue to draw it back and down your spine. Breath in, breath out. We'll bring the arm and the knee down. And then let's come up to standing on the knees as a nice little transition before we do the other side, because we've asked these muscles to do so much contraction. We're going to lengthen as a nice way to kind of find some counter posturing. Hands to the low back. Notice I want to keep my hips over my knees. So I've got to push this forward a bit more. And then I'm just going to let my chest start to aim to the ceiling. My neck is neutral. Just stretching out the front of the hips, or call it the front of your back, the front of your low back. Stretching out those low tummy muscles. Send the breath down into your pelvic floor. Try to relax your groin area. Don't go very deep. Let this be subtle. This subtle work is deep work. Breath in, breath out. Calm the mind, quiet the mind. Be satisfied with where we are. Feeling and connecting with our bodies. Feeling and connecting with our mind. Letting our mind trust that it could let go of an obsessive thought and everything is still okay. And we'll gradually come on back up, and we'll make our way to our tabletop once again. Lengthening and extending that left leg back. Squeezing the muscles of that leg, squeezing the abdominal core. Only when you feel stable, and you don't need to add the arm. You could reach that right arm forward. Be okay with every wobble, every twitch, every adjustment your body is doing. Those are small, subtle muscles connecting with bigger ones and other small ones to navigate, holding us up against gravity. Give some appreciation to all kinds of body functions and actions that are going on always, that we're not aware of, or we just don't give them our attention. Breath in, calm the breath. Breath out, relax your face. Breath in. Breath out. We'll bring that arm down and that knee down. And then let's make our way to coming down to our backs. But let's see if you have a towel, a strap, a belt available and nearby for you. So we'll make our way down to lying on our backs. Be kind and mindful about placing your spine on the floor. We'll walk those feet in a bit, heels toward your bottom. So please hear that out. I'm not saying heels touching your bottom. All right, so you've got to feel out your range in your knees and your thighs and your hip. Separate your feet a few inches apart. Adjust your shoulders for comfort, your hips for comfort. Your gaze is up toward the ceiling. And we'll reach those arms overhead and just lay them on the floor behind you. Feeling this nice lengthened, stretchy feeling. We're going to press down through the feet and start to lift the hips. Squeeze the muscles in your legs. Go ahead and squeeze your buttocks, making them firm so that you can lift. You may feel a stretch in the front of the thighs and the hips, and we're asking those back muscles to help us out and be strong and engaged. Breath in, breath out. Use the whole foot. Press down. Breath in. Breath out. We'll slowly, patiently lower the spine all the way down. Good. And then let's lift it back up when you're ready. Pressing firm through the feet, lifting the hips. Let your body weight rest on the backs of the shoulders and upper back. Receive this as a massage in the upper back and shoulder blades, while the bottom body is active and stretching and strong. Breath in, belly fills, breath out. Let's lower the back down, slow and patient. And we'll keep the feet where they are and just drop the knees over to the right. Feeling that stretch on the left side of the thigh, hip, waist, low back. Gradually bringing those knees back up and take them over to the other side. Breath in, breath out. Nice gentle spinal twist. Fill up your insides with breath to stretch from the inside out. Let your body weight sink into the floor. Notice if you're working or trying to deepen something. Can you just let go and accept where we are? And let's bring those knees back to center. So the next space that we're going to go through, that I'm going to invite us to try, I'm going to ask us to keep the knees bent. This is particularly for those who have some low back pain, maybe an injury. This takes some of the weight off of the back. We'll grab our strap, and I'm going to bring the strap to the bottom of my right foot, and then extend that right leg up to the ceiling, holding on with my right hand. So hopefully you can see here that I've got my right arm fully extended up so that I'm not having that arm bent like so. So I've got the right arm extended and the left leg extended. I'm going to point and flex, and I'll start to become aware of the back of that leg. So point and flex through the ankle and heel, feeling the back of the calf muscles. You might be feeling your hamstring a bit. Now I'm going to bring both hands up, and hold both ends of the strap with both arms and start to pull the leg toward my face. Breath in. Now we're all going to stop where that leg and your back say stop. Breath in and out. Elbows can bend out to the side. Press your spine into the floor a bit, your low back. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, deep exhale. Soften your shoulders. Breath in. Breath out. Either soften your pulling or maybe give it a little bit more juice. You feel out what you need right now or what you would like to explore. If you can send the heel upward, it may intensify the back of that leg. Remember to press your low back to the floor. Good. Now let that heel come back to a neutral space, straight up toward the ceiling. Holding on with our right hand, allowing that right leg to fall out to the right. Breath in, breath out. Now, if you'd like to take that left knee and let it fall open to the left, like half of a butterfly, feel free. That might be intense on the groin, might be intense on your low back. See if we can bring attention to the low back, pressing it to the floor. Breath in, breath out. How can we practice some acceptance of wherever, whatever leg wants to do? If you've got that left knee open, go ahead and aim the knee up to the ceiling again, and we'll help this right leg up. And sometimes it's really easy to just trade it out by bringing that left foot up to the strap and then bring that right foot down. And then we can hold that left leg with the left arm, pointing and flexing. Ooh, I'm feeling that calf. I did really long walking yesterday. Respecting how we used the body the day before, ranges of movement that it found, and how it wants to walk today. When you're ready, we'll bring both hands up, finding both ends of that strap, giving it a gentle pull toward our chest and face, leg as straight as it will remain, pressing your spine intentionally into the floor. Breath in, breath out. Soft shoulders. Have no goal in mind. Accept yourselves and greet yourselves where you are right here. Soften the back of that leg. Soften your spine. Soften your arms and shoulders. Softening our breath. Softening our mind. And when we're ready, if you want to open that leg out, we'll hold it with the left arm, starting to allow that left leg to fall open to the left. Now, mind you, it doesn't have to touch a floor, but if it feels like it's too much work to let it hover, you could let a pillow rest under that leg or a block. Never let yourselves just sit in a space of suffering. This is not an endurance of suffering practice. This is a calm, abiding, ease and steadiness in awareness practice. Maybe opening that right knee out. Ooh, I'm feeling the difference in my groin here. Checking in that I'm meeting myself where I am, not where my mind might be thinking I need it to be for the benefit of showing something for others. And it's deeply humbling to remember, oh yeah, I gotta show how I practice this, not show whatever an illusion of perfection is. Get a little pinching in the groin, so I'm gonna not let that leg drop so deep, taking the pressure off of those inner hip flexors. I'm gonna straighten that right leg, gradually lift that left leg up. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that right foot up into the strap with the left, so both legs are there. Hold with both hands, both straps, and just start to pull both legs. Pressing my low back to the floor. Breath in. Breath out. If you need to bend the knees a little, bend your knees a little. What's the fullest breath we can take? Setting my strap aside, hugging the knees again. Maybe lifting forehead up to the knees. Rock and roll just a little bit, letting your head rest. Circle on the ceiling with the knees. Maybe trace a volleyball-sized circle. Imaginary circle on the ceiling with the knee. Massaging your low back against the floor. Changing your direction. We ought to feel a little bit of abdominal contraction to help pull those thighs a little tighter. Intend your low back to press into the floor, letting that be a nice circular massage around your low back. Feet down, and we'll roll over to one side and bring ourselves up to a seated space. Find how you would like to sit. I think I'll actually lengthen my legs out. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, inviting for an Om, feeling vibration within us, lung capacity, breath in. Om. Hands to the heart center. Thank you all for joining. Namaste.
Namaste.
Talk about cutting that close.